Welcome to Issue Roundtable with my two very beautiful guests, and they're both in red. Jem and Titi, do you actually talk about your outfit whenever you come here in the studio?
Total coincidence.
We're all in the mood. The season.
Oh, the
Right,
season.
the spirit of
Okay.
Christmas season?
The Christmas season. Well, we've been talking about, the dishes that you cannot live without. You mean at least once a week. And of course, for me, it's actually fried chicken. And we're going to talk about fried chicken as well. Now, how often do you guys actually have fried chicken?
Oh, for me, it's once a month when I'm kind of feeling lazy and I don't want to cook in my house.
So that means I'm lazy every week?
Hey, and that's not bad either. Or sometimes you just want something a little bit greasy, right? So I
Okay.
feel like that's once a month.
Unfortunately, I grew up in a house where we don't really eat anything fried, so I'm not used to fried chicken. But
Oh.
whenever I have a meeting with someone, they always bring up fried chicken. So yeah.
I was watching this particular stand-up comedian, a Filipino American, and he was talking about the boyfriend of his sister is African American, and how people are actually they have this particular notion of African Americans loving fried chicken. Is that
Of course we
true?
do. Yes, it's very true. It's a stereotype I will claim. Yes, we do love our chicken.
Okay, but not in your household.
Not in my household, though.
Oh.
Well, anyway, we're talking about this because a known food critic in Korea, Hwang Gyo-ik, recently slammed Korean fried chicken as being not delicious, quote unquote, because the size of the chicken was too small. Can you tell us more about it, Jem?
Yeah, sure. So, right, his name is Hwang Kyo-ik. He stated that not only is the chicken too small, that the price is very high for the portion. So typically, the fried chicken currently being served in restaurants weighs in at about 1.5 kilograms. So he is claiming that in other countries, they usually eat 3-kilogram chickens.
Oh,
So kind of
okay.
bigger, tastier meat. However, he's trying to say that, the bigger the chicken, the better the taste.
Okay. But does it have to, that's something that I am really wondering about. Does the size of the chicken have something to do with the taste?
He when he claimed in a radio interview in 2019, he was like, the chicken restaurants have developed good frying techniques and unique sauces to hide the fact that the chicken meat is not tasty.
Oh.
I know there are different flavors like seasoned chicken, soy sauce chicken, honey chicken,
Right.
different.
I've even had mint chocolate
What?
chicken
Yeah,
and
that's in
strawberry
summer.
chicken. Right.
Mint chocolate chicken?
Yeah, they create these unique sauces to make the fried chicken, maybe to lure in customers.
Oh, wow. Mint
Curious people.
chocolate chicken.
Yes.
Mint on my chicken. I've
Yes.
never thought about that. But of course, there are a lot of studies regarding, how famous Korean chicken, the fried chicken here in Korea is. There was one time that there was news about Korea having more chicken joints, chicken shops than one of the most famous fast food franchises in the world. Yeah, so that is
wow.
something, right?
It is.
Yeah, that's impressive because when I was doing research about this, there are over 280 separate franchises operating separate from independent restaurants. So
Yes.
this is just franchises.
That's
alone,
amazing.
resulting in almost $4.4 billion every
Ooh,
year.
wow.
That's a lot of money.
Yes.
And he, according to the Rural Development Administration, each Korean will consume at least 10 chickens every year. So that's a lot in a country.
10 chickens
We're
a
50
year.
million.
Oh my God.
Maybe if you really have fried chicken that much, you're eating more than 10
More
chickens.
than 10
Jasmine.
chickens. Oh God, I feel that I have sinned, knowing that,
You're feeling the
knowing the
guilt.
numbers. But of course, not a lot of people agree to what Hwang Gyo-ik actually is saying. Many Koreans came to defend the Korean fried chicken, and I will defend it as well. A lot of people actually said it's usually a foreign visitor's favorite food in Korea, it's easy to order fried chicken and be delivered and have it delivered wherever you are, whether you're sitting inside your houses or in front of the Han River.
Really?
Right.
Yeah,
When I first came to Korea, they told me bulgogi was what foreigners love the most.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's the traditional one.
Traditional one. And my friends typically they love to have samgyeopsal, unless they are vegetarian, of course.
Okay.
But actually, based on a survey by the Korean Food Promotion Institute, they said it's true. 30% of foreigners said Korean style fried chicken was the most delicious and they want to eat it again.
Uh-huh.
Chicken was followed by kimchi
Okay.
at 27.7%, bibimbap at 27.2, and tteokbokki at 18%.
Wow. See, it
Yes.
even
I can agree
it
with
even
those
topped.
numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
It even topped kimchi. You see,
Yes.
and if there's one thing that I can say about it is that I was once in a very famous franchise resort back home and back in the Philippines, and I was really so surprised to see their menu. They have KFC in their menu, which means Korean fried chicken.
Right.
So if they're having that on those big restaurants, I mean, people are actually looking for it, and people are actually liking fried chicken here in Korea. But
Why did you think kimchi flavored chicken?
Oh, how about
Kimchi
that?
flavor-
Since it's
Oh.
the second most popular,
Right.
kimchi
Okay.
flavored chicken.
Okay, maybe someone can think about that. Any one of you listening here who have their own chicken joints, can you please consider doing that? And that's the controversy.
Right.
Do we actually have to put something Korean in it for it to be considered a Korean food? What do you think?
Yeah, like just like what he said, he was like, there are no traditional ingredients being used in creating KFC.
Okay, that's
So,
Hwang Gyo-ik, yeah?
Yeah, Hwang, the columnist,
Uh-huh.
and the oil, the chicken is not from Korea, is imported. The oil used to fry it is imported. So he also asked like, is this something we should be proud of? Koreans should be proud of.
See that? We. It's
see the
easy
we,
Korean.
You know what? I've stayed here long enough. We is me.
Yes,
are
we're
Korea.
together.
Yes.
Yeah, we're here together.
Is this something we should be proud of? Like Korean fried chicken is what is known as Korean food outside of Korea.
Yeah.
And I don't think so, really.
Right.
I mean,
right.
there are a lot of dishes all over the world that is considered like traditional, but it doesn't necessarily mean that all of the ingredients, I mean, with the world, with the import, with the export industry that we have, that here, not only here in Korea, but all over the world, it is but normal to actually find something imported in a traditional dish. Why
Right,
not,
right.
right?
And as Jem said earlier in the survey, even though that was what they liked, what most of them ate was kimchi was in first place, followed by bibimbap before even Korean
Before
fried chicken.
chicken came
So,
into place,
yeah.
right?
And like you mentioned, food evolves. And even if food comes from one culture, like you said, we kind of mix it up now. And actually, if we look into it technically, Korean fried chicken is made differently than the typical chicken we have in America.
I mean, the size is different
The
already.
size is
See that?
different, we
So
know.
that's-
3 kilograms.
Okay.
But also, the Korean fried chicken, they use a less thick batter. It's less oily and crispy, and they tend to season it from the inside.
Oh,
so
yeah.
also the technique and the type of flour used, like a rice flour, is also different. So it becomes Korean in a sense.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
I loved it ever since I actually we had a store. We used to have a hopchip. I used to when I first came here to Korea with my husband. So we make our own chicken. We fry our own chicken. We sell them, and I know how different it is with how. In comparison to how we make it back home. Now, I know there are responses to Hwang's critique from different agencies as well.
Right. So as you mentioned before, the Korean Poultry Association issued a statement on November 24th that shows there are minor differences on flavoring substances, and the chicken size does not largely change or manipulate its taste. So, right, he claims bigger chicken, better taste, but Poultry Association says not really.
Okay, we
Not the
should have a
case.
taste test here in Diverse
Yes.
Voices. Diverse,
I volunteer.
yeah, diverse chickens in the house.
Diverse chickens. I love it.
TSC, DC.
But I think
we
it
have
was-
our own brand already.
Oh, really? Ooh, DV.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but one of the things that I actually noticed is the price.
Yes.
Yeah, the price has
It's risen too high now. Right
Yeah.
now, some chains are going almost 20,000 won. And I think 20,000, especially now that he brings size into it. In the US, I think the most expensive you can find a bucket of chicken is probably like $9.
yeah.
Right, I agree.
So
So
less
when
than
you-
$10, less than manon.
Less than manon.
Okay.
So if you think about it, Korea is going half the size, and also the quantity. In Korea, everything is always smaller quantity than the U.S.
Yes, half the size, double the price.
Half the size, double the price. It's just, it seems ridiculous if you think of it that way.
Uh-huh.
And also, if you remember the history of Korean chicken in Korea, it started in the 1970s when during the economic crisis, and chicken was something easy that everyone can make, and so a bunch of them popped up. And also, Korea, our need for community. You come together, less stressful. You order chicken, you eat together. And, it was easy, fun, something for the masses that everyone could afford.
Yeah, not Hanu. Sorry,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's not premium beef.
Right?
Yeah, it's something that we can have and anybody can actually have, supposed to be.
So now that it's becoming premium chicken.
Premium
Yeah.
chicken instead.
I think the brands, the franchises, are actually
the problem.
sort of they're adding to the price, the rising prices of fried chicken here in the nation. Because if you go to traditional markets here in Korea, you can actually find like 5,000 won a piece, an entire piece of chicken that they fry. And then sometimes I really look for that particular taste. No, so you guys, maybe you can actually, you have found something. Yes, the chicken are smaller, but you can have them 3-4 manon. Like
Right. I
three.
do love that. It's a really
Yeah.
nice treat.
Yes. So, it's, I think there is something, about being a part of the franchise business as well. But as I have said, Korean fried chicken has gone internationally. We have KFCs on the menu, Korean fried chicken on the menu in other countries. What do you think about that?
Right. I thought we can't talk about fried chicken without talking about the term chimek.
Oh,
Right.
of course.
Right, which is a
right.
popularized term, chicken plus mekju, chicken and mekju is beer. So a lot of people love the combination of chicken and beer. Now, this became popular because it appears in Korean dramas, which also spread internationally. In fact, in China, in one small city called Ningbo, they have a chimek festival.
Oh, wow.
Yes, dedicated to having chicken and beer. And I think you can find this pairing a lot, becoming more and more popular worldwide.
Now I know I have found a lot of those franchise fried chicken chains that we actually have here in Korea. They've been they're now all over the world. You can find them. I haven't tasted them though. Maybe you guys can try it when you go out of the country and
I
find
have
one.
tried the one in New York because before I came to Korea, you go to Koreatown to try and get a part of Korea.
Okay.
Since you don't know when you will ever come to Korea. And I find it tastes pretty similar. The major franchises taste pretty similar.
Okay.
And I found out that some of them are also in China, Southeast Asia. And now I even found out that some American chains, just like the one you found in Philippines, also have KFC kind of menu,
Okay.
like Korean fried chicken menu. And I'm like, aw. When my friends send me pictures like, oh, I'm having this sandwich. I'm like,
Oh, this is Korean.
It's Korean.
This is Korean. This is a Korean dish.
Kind
Yeah.
of fusion, or they add the flavor, the sauce.
the sweet chili sauce, or gochujang. I'm like, I feel so proud.
Well, maybe one of our listeners have an answer why why chickens in Korea are smaller. BJ the Great actually sent us a message, but it's actually the dish. We are asking people what is the dish that they eat often or at least once a week and never get tired of. And the answer was ramyon입니다. Haha. But then again, he actually wrote something in the bottom as well. Chickens don't gain weight, but I do. Maybe
I get the 3 kilograms, even though the chicken is
It's
1.5.
1.5. I mean, I ate 1.5 kilograms of chicken and I gained 3.
Exactly.
See,
Something,
maybe that's
the mathing. Something is wrong there.
something is wrong with the math itself. And it's a coincidence that we have a couple of listeners who like a special type of kimchi. I don't know if you guys love this, but I learned to love this particular kimchi. 4097 said, 여수 갓김치는 먹어도 안 질려요. 7705, 저는 갓김치를 굽습니다. 어머니가 해서 보내주셨는데 아무리 먹어도 질리지 않아요. 톡 쏘는 맛이 너무 좋습니다. 스트레스도 풀립니다. And do you actually love 갓 kimchi? Because this is something that you actually have to get used to because of that particular 톡 쏘는
Crunchiness?
맛.
Because of this crunchiness?
Not only the crunchiness, but also there's a particular aftertaste when you have gat kimchi.
I never noticed. I just take it for the crunchiness. I actually like the crunchy part of it.
I
but
also do
never,
too.
never noticed the aftertaste.
Yeah, but the crunchiness is good and seems like it also helps people reduce stress. So maybe we can try.
Yeah.
I like it because I can eat it as like a meal.
Oh,
Because
yes.
it's crunchy, I feel like I'm eating a snack. So I just
Okay.
like eat that.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, maybe you can try that with fried chicken as well.
Okay, that's the plan for today.
Well, anyway, what do you think? We have food columnists actually trying to bash. This is not actually the first time that this particular food columnist bashed a particular part of the Korean society. What do you think about this?
Well, I think sometimes food columnists, they are designed to. Well, they are particularly picky, right? That's their job. So even though he picks fried chicken apart, the truth is it's delicious. And we
Yeah.
like what we like, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have to listen to the food columnists.
Well, there you go.
I think it all falls down to if you're willing to pay the price for it.
There you go. Well, 1.53, but the taste, you can gain 3. Anyway, thank you very much, you two, for being with us. I hope you enjoyed Diverse Voices today. Men and Air is coming up next. This has been Jasmine. Join me once again tomorrow at 4 p.m. Love you all.